Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 6. So it's a big week this week because you need to prepare your midterm portfolio, and you're also going to conduct peer review with a real classmate. So one thing to keep in mind is that you're going to need to review the syllabus, especially the course learning objectives, because you need to explicitly reference them throughout the midterm portfolio. You might also reference them on each of the assignment sheets so far. I've outlined the different course learning objectives that each assignment hits, so you can look at that as well. So you're going to need to do some reading this week. I recommend that you read Chapter 5 in Joining Academic Conversations, Writing to Reflect, because it's going to help you write the reflective essay for your midterm portfolio. And then also read the Easy Writer chapters on reviewing, revising, and editing, and sharing and reflecting on your writing. And then check out the packed handout on trouble spots and use this handout to revise your work. So it's really helpful, giving you questions to think about in terms of purpose. Do you establish ethos or credibility? Does your writing convey the purpose? Do you have a clear introduction in your various communiques? Are you using the correct level of formality in your writing? Are you using the appropriate conventions for your work? So let's go over the assignment. So for peer review, you're going to follow the same instructions that you had for the simulation where you did this with a fictional classmate, but you're going to peer review each other's research proposals. And your goal is to really help your classmate to improve their research project. So you'll write a 1 to 2 page letter, and in the letter, you should, first reflect back what you think their argument is, tell them what's effective, tell them what could be improved, don't provide comments on grammar, and be sure to really kind of develop your paragraphs throughout and, include quotes of things from your peer's proposal that they could improve and kind of demonstrate how they might improve it. The audience is an actual peer, so it's not a simulation. So you need to think about, what would another developing writer want to hear, and how can you help them to write the best paper possible? So your assignment will be on eCampus in an announcement, and you're going to do a couple of things to turn this in. Let's see, where do I have that? Maybe it's under conventions. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to upload it on eCampus to this portal, but you're also going to email it to your partner, and you need to copy me on your email. Keep in mind, you can use this, the send email link here on eCampus that I'm highlighting here on the screen to email this to your partner, and make sure that you add me to the email. So the other thing that you need to work on this week is your midterm portfolio. Now, keep in mind that your midterm portfolio is graded, and so you're going to want to put a lot of effort into this. And I wish that this was that I could show this in kind of a bigger screen, but the assignment is here. The purpose is for you to demonstrate what you have learned so far, and you're going to kind of think about, in a reflective text, how you've met the various learning objectives. Okay, so I just opened up the portfolio instructions in a different screen, so it's bigger here. So the main things that you need to keep in mind is that you're going to write an argumentative reflective text, and the instructions are detailed here on the assignment sheet. You're also going to do a writing inventory, and then you are going to have reflective pieces both in that argumentative reflective text, but also throughout the portfolio, ideally before each entry. And this is super important. Every single entry that you include, and an entry would include, project 1 and project 2 and your supplemental piece of writing, needs to explain why you chose the piece, how it shows your learning of course objectives, and how you revised it for the portfolio. And you need to include the revised annotated bibliography and research proposal and at least one piece of supplemental writing. Now, most students, first of all, if you just include the stuff on this list, you will be able to at least get a D or a C, so you'll be able to pass. But in order to earn an A or a B, which I hope that you will try to do, I have some different guidelines here of how you could achieve that. But there are a lot of ways to do it. The argumentative reflective text, it's really an essay in which you make an argument about your learning and growth in the course. Actually, I should clarify, it doesn't have to be an essay. It could be a cover letter. You could do it as like a video as well as a brief statement. You could do a PowerPoint, so you can kind of play with the genre and get creative. But it does have to have a thesis. It does need to connect your learning to the course objectives. and you need to use evidence to support the claims that you make about your writing. And think of it this way, you're essentially making a case for, how much you've learned so far, and in a way, what grade you should get at this point. And so you really need to demonstrate to me your learning of the course objectives. You're also going to include this writing inventory. It's just a list. So you're going to list out your strength and improvement areas. So, there's a kind of a description here of how to do it. So you're going to kind of look back through your writing so far in the semester, and that you've either gotten feedback from me or a peer or both. And you're going to read through the feedback, and you're also going to kind of reflect on your own comments about your own strengths and weaknesses. So for example, you would open up your annotated bibliography and read my feedback, as well as reread your own work, and just create a list of, here are the things that you need to work on, and here are the things that you're doing well. And then you're going to do this for additional text. So, say you'll do it also for the research proposal. Maybe you took it to the writing center, or maybe you have feedback from me for a writing exercise. So let's say you do that, maybe like the source evaluation. And again, you have you kind of read through the comments, and then just create a list with 3 different headings. So heading 1 would be like, I'll just show you. So broad content issues, and then let's see, surface, organization and presentation, and surface errors. So for example, if it kind of keeps coming up in your writing that you tend to use fragments, so you would write that down. If you have an issue with topic sentences, you would add that. So it's just a list, okay? And then you're going to also note the strengths. So you could say, actually, you could do something like weaknesses, topic sentences, and like paraphrasing. But maybe your strengths in terms of organization are that you use transition words, something like that. So you're just creating a list. That's all. And I actually recommend that you complete the writing inventory. Actually, I'll leave this in here. So I recommend you complete this before you do the argumentative reflective text, because it's going to help you to come up with what you need to say. Then you'll include your documents and your different reflective pieces, and then just a midterm evaluation of the course. You need to very carefully read the rubric to understand how this assignment is graded, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so going back to what we have to do here, I went to projects here, so let's go to weekly modules again, and we'll head back to week 6. So make sure that you do the peer review and the midterm portfolio, and you submit both of them here on eCampus. And if you have any questions, do let me know. Thanks.